All right, welcome back to True Professional Tutorials. Today I'm going to tackle some of the misconceptions about the new Apple Maps for the iOS 6 operating system on the brand new iPhone 5. It's taken a lot of flack, namely that it is an inferior product across the board to, say, the old Google Maps that we had standard on the iPhone 4 and 4S. I don't agree with that, though. I think we're going to look back on this a lot like Final Cut 10 as a major technological paradigm shift, spearheaded, of course, by Apple. All right, jumping right in, I've got here on my left the old iPhone 4, new iPhone 5. Well, first of all, if you haven't got one of these, even if you're still on contract, it is worth it to pick up the new iPhone 5. As well as what's going on under the hood, you can see the major difference is the screen. It is now a full cinematic widescreen, which allows us an extra row of apps down here. This means that if you had 5 full pages before on the 4, you only have 4, and that's a time saver, really, right there. It's pretty obvious right up front. The other thing is, okay, there's a little ergonomic thing they've thrown in. They could have changed sort of the bottom or the top of the interface to sort of adjust along with this new size, but instead they've just extended the middle. Let me show you how good this is. The way you hold the phone right there. In the past, we've been used to using things up here that are very common, such as address bars and back buttons and such, by reaching in this kind of condensed claw-like fashion, very cramped. And with the iPhone 5, you can see that, again, same dimensions, top and bottom, extended in the middle. Now it's a much more comfortable reach. Look at that, just stretching right there. It's almost therapeutic. So that's just, I'm not a fanboy or anything, but that's just some of the fun stuff I've noticed while giddily, trying this out over the last couple of days. Anyway, right into the maps. Sorry about that tangent. Okay, on the left, we can see the Google Maps. A lot of yellow, orange, green, the major roads are sort of put in there. There's a lot of stuff to road numbers, names, all these little kind of station dots, stuff that draws your eyes all over the place. One thing is it sort of creates this subliminal mental map that may not be the best fit for the personality of the user. And as well as that, it's almost epileptic, just drawing your eyes everywhere. Apple, clean, simplified, streamlined. That's kind of what they've been known for, and I think they hit the nail on the head right here again. I mean, just look, it's white. There's subtle suggestions by the road thickness. I mean, perhaps these roads are a little bigger, but it's really drawing you in, allowing you to co-create the experience of the map, and I love that. Another thing, let's zoom down in to the kind of South Bank Center, Waterloo Station area where I was yesterday. You can see how Google switches detail levels, boom, very, very abruptly, just throwing out more information. And it's just, ooh, yeah, boom, boom, boom. It's like, what am I supposed to look at? There's just a lot going on. The font size, I mean, what's this? The font, look at that. The font is big, and then it's small. Apple, a lot smoother, really. You can see that the font sort of grows and shifts with the road. Actually, I mean, the font stays the same, but sort of molds into the road curvature. Things sort of pop out organically. There's a lot less coming at you too, which is quite nice. But it just feels more organic. Organic is a great word. It's more alive. It's just a nice. It's all part of the nice experience. Now we're down here looking at Waterloo Station. Here's another thing. What's going on here? All these sort of extraneous lines. I guess that's rail. That's rail. Yeah, I can figure that out. But it's this sort of weird kind of mollusk spider shape, and as users, as consumers, as people that use the networks, we don't need to know that. We need to know there's a line going this way, a line going that way, and probably even that way. And that's easy. Also, I want you to take note of this. This is something that, I mean, I don't want to toot my horn, but I think I'm the first person to really point this out. Here we've got these two different identifications, one for underground and national rail. Now, Apple has recognized the inherent similarities between all rail travel, overground, underground, I don't know, DLR, just whatever. It's national, local, it's all the same. It's the door opens, you get on, you sit down, the door closes, you wait, door opens, you get out. That's how it works. So they've reflected that in this kind of new icon. It's all the same, right there, Waterloo. And London, I think that probably something. Well, it's all the same. So Whereas before, the paradigm was, let's think about, are we going to choose national rare? Are we going to choose, underground, Oyster card? Where are the zones? How does that all work? Now you get on the train. That's sort of where it's leading. And I think the City of London is probably, mark my words, the City of London is probably going to adopt something like this, because it's just such a nice way of thinking about this, much more organic. One more thing to point out before I give you my great example, my favorite little features, we can do 3D. If you even just use 2 fingers, you can hit 3D and get an image. There we go, like that. And then spin it. Oh, this is wonderful in London. It's not as important in American cities, but here, you're not always facing north, south, east, or west. And I don't know about you. Let's take 3D off. There we go. I don't know about you, but sometimes, like if I'm going down this road, I like to think of that way as forward, that way is left, that way is right, and that way is back. And if I'm constrained to a north, south, east, west map, I can't do that. But here with Apple, I can it's just so easy. It's so easy to move it around. It's just so natural, organic. Organic is such a great word. Yeah, I was here. Let's see. Let's go back. There we go. See how easy that is to zoom down and get where you want. Okay, now I was down here. A friend, here's this great example. This is the best thing. Apple really, they're way ahead of everyone on this. A friend said, hey, let's go to this bar in Pimlico. So I could have, if I'd been using Google Maps, the old style, just a few days ago, we've typed in Pimlico. See, I've searched for it, and I would have been directed right there, which is actually very close. Well, across the river, a little bit down there. But see, Apple realizes that, I give them my usage data, so they've got a pretty good handle on me. They know that I'm not, big on crowds. I was a little uneasy down there anyway, I can admit. And they knew that I probably wouldn't want to go there. So they gave me something that no other operating system, no other app has ever been able to give me, and that is kind of a personalized alternative. Right here. Now let's check out the satellite imagery. Beautiful satellite imagery, by the way. We'll compare. Look at that. Look at that. That is where I want to be. And so instead of going to this, some bar, crowded area, we ended up grabbing a couple 3 liters of White Storm and heading up to the new Pimlico, as I'll call it. And it was such a great time. We met some farmers. And I just, as I said, I'm not a fanboy, but the way that Apple was able to do that, just to kind of know me and to involve me in this integrated, smooth experience, it was amazing. That's so much more than you expect. Look at that. See, there's London. Oh, it was gorgeous. So, man, I've got a whole lot more to say. I'm bursting over with praise, and I'd like to talk more about the public transportation and how it's so well integrated and so easy to use, and it just puts you in the right place every time. But we're kind of out of time for today, so I think that's a pretty good overview. Feel free to leave a comment, your feedback, and thanks for watching True Professional Tutorials. I'll see you next time.